Welcome, 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 welcome. Where's my crew that went to Saint Laurence Elementary? Y'all raise your hands. Come on! Come on, Saint Laurence! Come on! What an amazing day. In the midst of crazy days, we can have this moment to be reflective and grateful for artists and for art. Before this amazing supportive living facility was built across the street, it was the Saint Laurence Catholic Church. It was a beacon of beauty. It was a place of deep moral conviction. It kept some of us off the streets, and it kept our mama and daddy and them off the streets. And I remember when the demolition trucks were tearing down the front cornices, and they had just a little bit of the altar left. Yao, my guy, Michael Avery, Kahari Lemuel, and some photographers, we were in the church doing our last performance. The Last Supper. The last act of supplication, the last prayer, the last devotion, with the cranes in the background. The demo crew charged us a couple $100 to be able to be on site. And the last moment before the building went down was filled with an artistic moment. At the time that Yao was singing, and Kahari was playing cello, and I was being baptized under a failed, a leaky roof. Water's coming down. It was the first ecstatic spiritual experience I had had in a long time. It was such a strange way to be in a church that I was only interested in going to the church when the church was on its way to not existing. That there was no formal minister, no congregation, just decay and the possibility of a last artistic act. When I was in St. Lawrence being an artist, I could see the school from the pulpit because the front of the church had already been torn down. At that time, I had no idea that I would have any connection to this building. I was just being an artist, just giving my sermon, just singing my song. And the way that I understand the relationship between art and community development is that the development part happens because it's right outside my window. The act of service that's beyond the artistic program is because I live across the street from an abandoned building in a community that needs more active buildings. That we are all struggling to find great venues for the things that we want to sing about and say. And so I'm left to the vacant churches and the abandoned churches trying to say things. At some point I had heard that the school was going to be torn down to become a parking lot for an assisted care facility. Them kind of words, they activate something else in me. That seemed like a lesser use of this space. A space that had taught so many people, had trained so many future leaders. It seemed like something else could happen in this building. I'm so glad this is not a parking lot. It's really beautiful to see you all. I'm grateful that my commissioner's here. Commissioner Boatwright, thank you for being here. I have former board members here. Jack and Sandy, thank y'all for being here. Friends, but I really want to take a moment to thank my staff for the 6.5 years of thinking about this building and making petitions for the building, filling out applications so that we could get windows, and then new applications so that we could get money to get the windows, reimbursement certificates, permits, sign-offs. I'm thankful for all of you. Your presence here makes me think that this is an urgent moment and that culturally urgent things might happen. I'm an artist. I didn't plan to spend my time like this, but I'm so glad I did. When we get inside, I hope of a collective will, the collective desire to see artistic practices flourish. We will be the home of some of the greatest artists in the world, and we will amplify and cultivate, critique, love, feed, give money to the coldest cats in the world. My name is Theaster Gates. I'm the founder of Rebuild. I'm glad you are all here. I'd like to introduce you all to our commissioner, Commissioner Boatwright.